What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Art Shack. So it's been a little while. It's been about 2 weeks since I put up a video. I know it's been a little while, and a couple of you have been catching me on that one. But I've been out of the house literally for 2 weeks. So I am back now, and I have a hangout video that I did quite a while ago now. And this is one of the few videos that I have that I was able to put up. But let's get right into it. So for this one, you know how it pretty much goes. I like to start off with light pencils, usually in the HB, 2B range, something like that, just to keep things light. That way it's easy to erase. You know, you can do any kind of sketch marks that you like, and then if you don't like it, you can easily erase. This one I did a couple times. I skipped to the part where I finally start drawing what you see here. I initially drew like 2 things before it, but it just didn't work out, so I ended up cutting those out of the video. But those things just didn't work out. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to make some sort of like aqueduct or something like that, where you have all the stonework that would carry water across, like between 2 mountains or something, or something like that. But that's like my first initial thought of what I wanted, but it's funny because that's not what ends up happening with this one. It ends up turning into like a big castle sort of scene. So it's pretty interesting, with the original intentions of what you want something to be, and then what it actually turns into later on. It's always fun. That's why I like drawing. So I'm still doing a lot of rough pencil work. It's no shading whatsoever yet. It's just the outlines of everything, just to get the feel for what's going on. You'll see me shade in something here and there. It's just mainly to tell me like where I want the shading to eventually be, because sometimes when you do a drawing and then you come back to it later on, you can sometimes forget like what you're intending to do. Like let's say if you put a drawing down for a week, you may come back to it and not remember, how is this supposed to be shaded, or how is this supposed to be highlighted. So I like to add in a very basic shading to these areas, just very light. That way at least I can tell myself where the shading is. You come back later, you can figure it out. Alright, so I'm adding in some of the taller buildings. I wanted to make it look like a ruined town at first, like a castle that was kind of like falling apart, where it's been there for a while. But I ended up putting some roofs on it, and some like shingled roofs and things like that. Made it look very I guess you can call that colonial style castle. I'm not too sure. It's it's just working from what you like to see, so it's just what ends up happening. So it's completely up to you. So that's what's nice about being able to make and create your own environments, is that you're in control of whatever you want, as long as it follows the basic rules of perspective and things like that. Speaking of perspective, my bottom cliff line does not follow the perspective. It's slanted a bit wrong. It might come across as a little odd, which it is. It's a little off, but I'm not too worried about it, because it's not really my whole theme of this, or it's not gonna like break the whole image as a whole. I mean, it can throw it off a little bit, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm really focused on the castle, so that's what I was really putting a lot of my time into. And so in this point of the drawing, I am fully finished with the outline and sketch, and I've dropped the HB pencil or 2H pencils, and I've now gone for the 2Bs, the 4Bs, maybe even a 6B here and there, just to get the really dark lines going. And I'm just shading in the darkest areas first, just to kind of establish a foothold on what I want to be the darkest in the image, and then from there you can work out the highlights and how you want them to appear. The darker your shadows, the more your highlights will pop, so keep that in mind. So if you go too dark, your highlights are going to be really they're going to really punch through. You're going to really see them. So here I'm starting to work on a mountain. I want to have a mountain on the left side of the image here, coming down towards the castle. I just mainly didn't really know what to really put there, but the thought of having this castle on like a cliff edge, or near the ocean, or just near some extreme geography would be pretty interesting. So that's what I was really going for with this one. So I use quite a few pencils for when I do mountains. I'll do a combination of like 2H pencils and 2B pencils, mainly just to get a difference in contrast and in texture, because different pencils will make different textures and yeah, different line qualities on the page itself. So give it a try and see what you think, and it's really cool how it comes out. And here we go again with the sky coming in last. I don't know why, but when I've been doing these drawings where I just kind of create something, the sky is the last thing that I think about when I'm doing it. And it's kind of counterintuitive, because the sky is the furthest thing in the background, and like, let's say if you had a lot of trees or something, in this case it wasn't that hard, but if you have a lot of detail in the foreground, putting something behind it and making it look like it's behind, it's kind of hard, because you know, you have an object there, and you have to put the sky around every object, and making it look similar from one patch of the sky to another patch of the sky, and the other patch of the sky can sometimes be difficult, and it sometimes really stands out if the texture is a little off. So doing the sky first, I recommend always doing that. Try not to do what I did here. Do the sky in first, and it comes out a lot better. But if that's a little bit difficult, you could always do a light sketch of what you want where you want things to go. But as long as you get the sky finished first, you can always erase out parts of it and modify it later on. And it'll still look like a complete sky later on in the image, no matter what you do, as long as it's finished first. So I just want to give you that idea, so it's always good. And last minute details, just last bit shadowing. I made like a little bit of road, and I added in the rest of the details for the cliffs and things like that. And overall, it came to be a pretty nice image. I had a great time drawing this one, and like I said, I did this during a hangout. I think it took me overall about 3.5, almost 4 hours to do. But don't forget, that's also time and answering comments and things like that. But overall, it's a great experience. I had a great time with this one. Alright everyone, thanks so much for joining me this time. If you want to see some more drawings, things like that, check out my Facebook page. It'll be one of the first few links down below. If you like this video, please hit thumbs up, and please subscribe. I try to release a video at least every week. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you all later.